Hi, it's Deacon Micki from Trinity Episcopal Church in Baytown, Texas. I don't know about y'all, but 6 months of being at home, 6 months of not being able to hug my friends, 6 months of being on the computer, it's a little tiring, isn't it? I think people are getting more and more, could just be me, but I think it's most of us, are getting more and more sad because we have friends and family who have died, and we see the numbers that are increasing of those who die from COVID. So we have to help ourselves have hope. We have to help ourselves be able to have joy even in the midst of the pandemic, right? Yeah. So what do we do with that? Well, how many of you remember how to write letters? Maybe we write letters to people and tell them how we're thinking of them and hoping that they're okay. Maybe we make a card and send it. Maybe we learn how to cook. Well, that could just be me too. Maybe we start having some quiet time where we are just sitting and being, sitting with God, just learning how to be okay in the quiet. We're so used to going and going and going and going, and we're not used to being. We are used to having 1,001 things to do. We're not used to just being. So maybe this is a good time to learn how to read again. Maybe it's a good time to learn how to journal again. Maybe it's a good time to learn how to breathe. When we start getting a little anxious about being at home again. I don't know if you've been to the grocery or if you've been to the drugstore or wherever you have to go. Most of us don't go anywhere, but sometimes you have to go somewhere every once in a while. And when you do, you see people that aren't wearing masks, or you see people that aren't socially distancing. And at a certain point, it feels like, wow, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I don't have to wear this mask. Because that's what happens when we hear over and over again, oh, it's no big deal. You don't have to do that. But we do. It's science. We wear a mask. We socially distance. We don't go unless we need to. We don't throw out what scientific minds that are working on keeping us alive are telling us. So if we have to do all these things, how do we find our joy? Well, you must not be as funny as me. I can be in a room and do something that's just really outrageous. Running from the dog, screaming when our basset hound 85-pound dog starts yapping. He yaps, I scream, I run, he runs the other direction. That gives us a pretty good laugh. We watch things on TV that make us laugh. We try to call people and check up on them. I know that this is not the best situation in the world. But I also know, without a doubt, that God is still God. And when God is still God, we can have hope. When God is still God, we can have joy. It has been very difficult watching people that are seemingly intelligent people disregard good advice. But that doesn't mean I have to disregard it. It just means that I pray that much harder. So if you find yourself being a little anxious, practice that deep breathing. Just sit in a quiet place and just and in a minute you'll realize, wow, my heart has kind of settled down a little bit. I can walk around, I'm okay. It's all right. Maybe turn on some music and practice your dance moves. Maybe do something with a grandchild on Zoom. Whatever it is, maybe you've never done it before. Do it now. Something that you can do while you're staying home. This is not going to last forever. It just isn't. But until then, we don't have to be sad. We don't have to be depressed. We don't have to be gloomy. Off and on, we will be all of those things probably. But in between, we can have our joy. And we can have our laughter. And we can reach out and visit with others. If you don't know how to use Zoom, go grab an 8-year-old. They can get you on Zoom. If you haven't watched any funny YouTube videos on dogs and cats and elephants and whatever else they put on there that's funny, watch some of them. This is a great time to do that. Bottom line is that we are all going to have to be responsible for our mental health during this time. So do things that bring you joy. Do things that allow you to enjoy the people you're quarantined with. Be glad you have a house. Be grateful that you have food. Think about all the times that you're going to have once this is all over. But above all, look for joy. So, that's a moment with Deacon Micki. If you are finding yourself in a situation where you cannot find your joy and you cannot figure out what to do, reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Reverend Meredith. You can reach out to one of your friends. The main thing is to reach out. I will see you next time on A Moment with Deacon Micki. Bye.